Hello, welcome to another episode of Coloring with Lisa, Extreme Coloring. Today I'm gonna, well actually what I did is I created a whole another coloring packet for you on coloring just different kinds of flowers. This is gonna be a group of just all different kinds of flowers for coloring books. But I'm going to actually show you how to color a couple of them, as well as giving you the combinations for every single color. Okay, so let's just get started. Okay, so with this one here is when I give you these color packets, they're going to be available on my Etsy store. They're going to have the flower here, and then the colors I used will be right next to them. And I'm just going to do a whole bunch of them for you, different kind of colors that you, flowers that you commonly see in coloring books, just to give you ideas, and then you can just keep them in a notebook. And then whenever you want to do colors, flowers, you could just pick a flower color that you like, and then all the colors that I used will be right next to it for you. Okay, so it'll be good. But this is kind of the way that I do some of them. And so before I do a sheet, I guess the way I was thinking to do it will be I'll give you a sheet like this that you could print out, and there'll be blank ones for you to practice them on. And then they'll have all the colors here, and then you could just put them in a three-ring. Here, let's go out a little wider. There'll be like a three-ring binder for you here, so you can just put it in a notebook, and then, like I say, I'll list all the colors here for you, okay? I hope that's explanatory enough. But I'll do a couple of them for you where I'll actually show you how to do them. Instead of just giving you the actual sheet with just the color combinations, I thought it'd be kind of cool if I just showed you a couple of the techniques, okay? All right, so with this one here, let's start by doing in a little base. Now this one here is going to be some deco yellow. And what I think I'm going to do here is let's give it, because there's a lot of ways to do these little lilies. So I'm going to put in a nice light base here of some yellow, and just kind of nice and light. I'm just kind of going to go up the throat of the flower. See how I'm just kind of lightly just coloring in the base. That, see? And then I'm going to do the same on this one. And this is the deco yellow. It's kind of like in a V shape. Like an arrow, sort of, just kind of going up. Kind of a little wider down here at the bottom. This is just going to give it a little bit, instead of just doing a pink flower, it's just going to give it a little bit more of a professional kind of a look, a little bit more realistic look, I guess, is the word. We'll do them in different colors, and I'll have different kinds of them for you in this packet. Okay, so we're going to just put in, let's do some over here too. All right. Okay. And we'll put some in here. And we'll come down these little guys. All right. And okay, I still got that darn cold. Oh boy, it's really holding on, isn't it? Taking the vitamin C and some zinc and some echinacea, but still got it. Darn, but that's okay. Got my positive attitude, and I'm coloring, so it's all good, right? Okay, so see, just put in a little bit of that. That was the deco yellow, okay? And so what I'm going to do here is, just to show you kind of how I'm going to do it, I'm just going to put a little circle here for us. And I will write the color number in here for you and write deco yellow. I won't do it here right now, but just so I can show you, that's what I'll do. So you'll see that it'll be here, and then I'll write deco yellow somewhere here, okay, for you. Okay, let's do some lime peel now. So let's grab some lime peel. Lime peel is a nice kind of a green, and we're going to give it a little bit of a layer. Now remember, when I use my extreme coloring method, I like using a lot of layers to give it a little bit more of a realistic look, more professional, realistic look. And I want your coloring to be more professional, more realistic, other than one color. And see now how I'm using a little flicking method like this? That's because I want to graduate that color into the middle where it's more blended. See how I'm using the pencil to do the work to push the color out towards the center of the flower like that? See how see how that's nice and blended out without being so, without, you don't see all the strokes. See? But it's got a nice layer of color on the top. See? Now I just blend it out nicely. See? You can go back and forth a couple times if you want, like I just did there, if you want a little darker down in here. Because a little darker in the bottom. Just see, for a little more shade. Because it's darker down in here. See how I'm going back in and I'm adding a little bit more layer, see? Because I want it to be a little darker in here. Right? For some shade. Right? I'm just going to come back in here, add a little bit more darker. Okay. And you just take your time with it. Add your shades in there, see? It's already looking pretty, right? And we didn't even add the pink in there yet. Okay, and then I'm just bringing it towards me. See how I'm flicking it? Then I'm just kind of blending it, see? All right, now I want to lightly, I'm doing very light pressure to bring that color up. I'm using the pencil to blend it up and into the flower, into the petal, see? Okay, and we're just going to blend it up and around. And we're going to put it, let's put a little darker in here, huh? Now you know what we can also do? We can add some shading in here if we want to really deepen that, and I'll show you how to do that, which we will. The main thing is you just want to have fun with your flower. You're like God, you're just creating. Well, we're nothing like God, although God lives in us, so, but you know what I mean. We're creating our own flower. So you want to just take your time with her, and you want to, or him, however, you know what I mean. You want to create your own little masterpiece, so just take your time and give it its own little life. All right, there you go. Okay, now you could put it, this one's got a lot of the newness, and it might be a little bit too much for your taste, and you could do a lot littler of the green and the yellow when it's done. You might say, I want more pink, and then you want this color. Okay, so, and that's fine. Obviously, you're the artist. You could put in as much of this as you want, or as little as you want. It's the great thing about being an artist. You're the creator. You are making your own picture. Okay. I think I'm just doing it this much because I want to show you the technique, So if you didn't want it as much, you would just put a little bit less, obviously, of this, but I want you to learn this technique, so I'm showing you more. So you can always do less. Well, actually, in my technique, you can always do more. You should always start with less and always go more, but I'm just showing you. Now I'll put this in after. I know which colors I used. I was going to put this in to show you how I was going to do your color chart, but I'm not sure if I'm going to go across. I'll just put it across here for you, just because I don't want to forget what color I used when I go back and do this for you. But you'll be able to print this out on my Etsy shop. And I'll do a whole bunch of different flowers for you. Usually when I do my packets, they're smaller. But in this case, I'm going to do different kinds. I'm going to do daisies. I'm going to do some roses. I'll do different electric flowers. I'm going to do all different kinds of flowers in this packet so that you can have a whole nice grouping for you. Okay, I think that's what I'm going to do, but as I move along, you never know. I might say, there's enough flowers, because I want it to be affordable, you know, and maybe I might do it in little batches. I don't know. I never know. There's never a method to my madness. Okay, let's grab some hot pink. I'm thinking, maybe that's a little bright. Let's grab a different color here. Hold on. Okay, let's grab a little bit of blush pink. And with the blush pink, I just want to come around here and see how I'm very lightly coming just on the side here of where that the greenish yellow is, but not quite to the top of where the petal is, right? We're going to be doing layers, okay? So you're going to have to give it a minute here because it's I'm going to show you here what I mean here real quick. And I'm kind of coming, see how I'm going a little bit into the greenish yellowish color, and then but not all the way onto the outsides. And it's just kind of light, right? I'm going the direction of the petal, but I want to leave some of the outside. Okay, see, just like that. Just gives it a nice. Maybe you want to put some in here. Come in here a little bit, and as the flower begins to develop its own little life, you can go back in and start working with it. We're going to be doing a lot of layers of color, so okay. I just want to show you here. See how it's just starting to come along. It's starting here to begin to take its shape. There's a couple coloring books like Floribunda, World of Flowers, the other ones by Hannah Carlson has some good ones, Marie Toll. There's some really, almost all the coloring books have flowers in them. So it's good to know how to do these flowers. And you can use these color combinations in any kind of flower. It doesn't have to be lilies. But once you learn them, you'll have a nice arsenal of colors that you can use. Okay. My job is just to teach you different colors and to have fun. That's my main thing. Life is so friggin' stressful these days, man. You just need to take time to color and create beautiful artwork that you can hang up, or just even if you don't want to hang it up, just to enjoy or give away to your friends, or just enjoy just creating it for your own self, you know. That's what I do. I give some of it away, but I just do it because I love it. Right now I do it because I like to teach you. So I hope you enjoy this. Okay, so that was blush pink, right? So I'm going to put this down here for you. So now when you watch this, when you come back and you see your little worksheet, you'll remember this. I'm not going to do this for every single one. So when you get this packet, I put that right there for you. Okay. Let's do, this is going to be hot pink. Alright, so now let's give it a little bit more, brighten this baby up. So we're going to just, more layers, you see? It's all about layers. We're going to just brighten it up a little bit. Okay, I'm just coming around here, and I'm just brightening it up, see? Brightening her up a little, giving her some love. Making her look like a nice, really pretty flower here. Okay, See, I'm doing it kind of in strokes like this because these kind of flowers do have kind of lines in them. If you notice, they're not really, it's okay if you leave, see how I'm like, if you make little strokes like this, because these flowers, they have little, what's the word, veins, like little veins. They're not completely smooth, so it's okay if you leave little veins in them. Depends on your style, but it's okay if you have the little veins. It's a little bit more realistic if you have a few. So that's why you always work with the sharp pencil, because the thinner your vein, the more realistic it will look. I'm just coming around, making sure I blend in. Come out, see? Thought my hand was in the way, I wasn't looking up. I'm sorry if it was. Okay, now I'm coming up here. Okay. So you just blend down and bend up. It's kind of a feathering method. Just come in light at first. You can always come back out. Go the direction of the petal. Don't press too hard. Just nice, blend it. Now lighten your pressure up a little bit. Don't push too hard. You don't want it to be too drastic. Just always kind of have a little light touch. Just got to get the feel of your pencil. You're just doing it in nice light layers. Just like so. So you have the color that you want. See? It's just about getting in that color to give it a... Go back in where you want it to. As you work with your flower, you kind of pull your head back a little bit, and you could say, okay, I need some more color in here, and you can just go back in, and you just keep going in and adding more layers. See, until you just keep working with it. Just keep adding a little bit more until you are happy with the saturation of the color. Okay, and then do the same here. Go the direction of the petal. See if this petal is going this way. See how my lines of my leaves are going the same way that the petal's bending. So if it's bending this way and turning this way, you want your strokes to be going the same way that the petal's going. See how it's going this way? You want the way that your strokes are going to go the same way that the petal's turning. Okay. So just go in here, maybe. Yeah, it would be darker in here actually, so you could darken that up, I guess, if you wanted to. And then it would be darker under here too, right? Because there you go. You can see it's starting to come along. Okay, and then it would probably be a little darker underneath this tip as well. And then we're going to do the same over here. Okay. And then we're going to do the same. Let's bring in the color. There we go, see? And then this one here. Put the layers in just like so. If you're hot pink, you just want to get your layers in. how you like it, right? Okay, all right. And then when you're happy with her, then this little girl, this little baby, okay, and then like in here, you want to make sure you don't forget your under areas here. Okay, now, then we're going to take another little darker of a color. Let's see, what color do I want to use? Well, this is a red. I'm just looking for a red. I kind of want a little redder, like, this is a little too red. Okay, hold on a second. Let me grab see what color I want to use. Okay, I have to grab a color. I have to turn my camera off for a minute because my kids were playing with my colors, but I just went through my colors and just tried to pick one that I thought would be a little bit darker. So when you're choosing colors and you want to, you know how I like to go light, medium, dark, and darker, and I know I needed a darker color, I just grabbed them, and then that's how you would choose them too. Is say, okay, well, what color do you want to use as a shade? And so I decided I'm going to go with this one, and this is a pomegranate. So just take a pomegranate now, and let's start adding in a little bit of a darker tone to it. Okay, so just now be very light touch at first, because you don't know how you're gonna want your shades. And I'm just gonna put just to give it a little kind of like a shade to it. I'm not gonna do it in all areas. I'll do it in some areas. And now I'm looking at that and saying, I think I want to actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch this up here, and I'm going to actually put this down here. And I'm an artist, so I could change my mind too. I'm going to use a processed red. Okay, I'm still going to use that color, but I'm going to do a processed red. I want it to be a little bit brighter, so let's put a processed red in here. Yeah, I like that. Let's do processed red. That's more of a color that I kind of wanted. I think that looks a little bit better. Okay, so let's take a processed red now. I'll fix this up, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't fear, because this is what we need. It has to be a little bit darker because, well, nothing has to be any certain way, but... Okay, so I'm going to take the processed red now, and let's go over these with the processed red and give it its shade. Okay, with the processed red. Same way we did with the hot pink, but using that for the shade, but don't go all the way. Just do some area, see? Like this. Okay. And then when you see my finished one, you'll know and say, okay, I don't want as much green or yellow, or I don't want or as much of the dark. You play with it however you want, but at least you'll know the color tones. That's why I'll give you all these to practice on, these sheets. You can mess around with it until you feel like you're really good at them before you put them in your books, All right, I'm just... I think it's really cool to do that too before you start coloring in your book, to practice first how you're going to do a flower on one of these little practice sheets, Especially if you've already worked so hard on a nice floral masterpiece or something and you don't want to mess it up because you don't know how it's going to turn out. You can practice first on one of these sheets, All right, so let's start putting in a little bit more shades. But by adding these layers, it really makes the flower look a lot better, doesn't it, than just putting one color in. So you can go a little darker in some of these areas, but I already know I'm going to be using that other color, so I'm I'm gonna use the other color as a shade, but you can also do it like that too if you wanted to. You know, just you can stop here without having to use that pomegranate, but I like using a lot of layers because it looks better. Not always, you don't always have to use so many layers, I mean different colors, but sometimes just using more layers of just one color and making the one color darker looks good too, you know. But by blending different colors is also good, so that's why I'm teaching you different ways. Giving you all kinds of different options, right? Okay. All right, so there you go. And then in here, I think it needs to come down a little. I'm just, you know, and that's what you do too. You work with your flower as you need to, you know. As you see it needs a little bit more work in some areas, or wherever you think it needs different colors, you just gotta play with it. Okay, so now let's take that pomegranate again and just darken up these, right, I would say maybe like alongside the stem area, maybe, and then maybe some areas, just like that. Give it that extra little oomph. Yeah, like that. It just gives it that extra little punch that it needs to really make it pop out for the shade, you know. Down in here, probably need some. But this is definitely a good way for you to practice, for sure, right? Practice makes perfect. It's like with anything in life, huh? These are definitely a good thing to have, to just, you know, if you just want to spend a whole, you know, night, you just practice on a couple of these different flowers and get these colors down. And then this is a really good book to have, believe me, when you have a notebook filled of nothing but these flowers using these different combinations, you know, and just to have that notebook when you're coloring your coloring book, you can just grab that out and look at them. You know, it's a nice, just a great reference tool to have when you're coloring. Believe me, it really helps, because even I use it. I mean, I forget, you know, I get stuck too and think, oh, when I'm working on a picture, what color should I use? I just go to my little book and open it up and look at them. Oh, you know, just start turning the pages and say, yeah, I think I'll do this color combination, or I really like that one, or, you know, and you can just use it as a little guide. And you just mess around and yeah, but I'll do all different kinds in here for you guys. I'll do some sunflowers and daisies and water lilies and some crazy different colors. It'll be fun for me to do too. I'll do leaves too. But like I say, maybe I'll do them in little packets instead of one big giant one. I'll do them in little packets one at a time, so that they're easier to print out. I don't know. I'll figure some out for you, but I'll do some goodies. If you become a patron of mine, they'll be available on there too. I'll have more videos. Probably. I don't know. I'll do something cool. All right, anyway, you just keep messing around with it like that. Now, I think what I'll do is let's take some deco yellow here, and let's add some of this little bit of deco yellow on the tips where we left it. Okay, where we left it white. Not in all. You don't have to go around the whole thing. Just maybe in some areas, just to you know, the tips here. You don't have to, like I say, leave some of it white. It's kind of neat to leave some of it lighter just for interest, you know. You don't have to do the whole thing. Just thought it'd be kind of cool to add a little bit on the tips. Now remember, yellow and pink, yellow and red make a orange. So if you touch this to where the processed red and that, you're going to see a little orange hue, which is not bad. I mean, it's kind of cute, but so there you go there. Okay, so let's take some orange, just some regular orange, speaking of orange, and let's throw some orange in these little dudes. I'm going to brighten these up here with some orange, because we don't want to forget about that. Alright, and I just saw this here with some red raspberry. I'm going to fill this area in here with some red raspberry. I don't really want to leave them white. I'm going to fill them in darker. I mean, not red raspberry, sorry, that's the pomegranate. I just thought they looked weird being too light like that. Okay. All right. Feel a sneeze coming on. Uh-oh. Okay, now if you feel like you wanted to shade it, you could shade them using well, here's a gray. Well, here's a warm gray. If you wanted to maybe have see, this is a warm gray. If you wanted to shade some of the area, showing you a little more detailed maybe than I should, but here's if you wanted to give it a little bit of a shade to it. This is a warm gray. It's got to be, your pencil's got to be sharp. Which warm, here, what did I grab here? Okay, this is a 50% warm gray. And what this does is it just kind of gives a little bit of a shade to it. See, I don't know if can you see this here? I hope you can. To the sides a little bit. This is I'm gonna put it a little down in here. This gives it a little bit more of a finish to it. If you really want to really go nuts, you can put some down in here. Okay, maybe some in here if you'd like it to be a little bit more shadier. You can go up in here. Maybe if you wanted it to be shadier in here, you could. But see how it adds a nice shade? Like it would be shadier in here because this is underneath, right? It just depends on you and how you like to your final picture to look. But I wanted to at least show you a nice shade color to use with this. And this is a 50% warm gray. I'll make sure I put it in your book. But like underneath here, you could add a shade. And here, put a nice shade. I just wanted to give you an option in case, because in some pictures you might want to add a little shade to it, and if you did, I wanted to give you an option. Okay, because sometimes, like in some of your pictures, like there are some, like maybe you have plants that are coming up and down a walkway or something, and you might want to add a little shade to it. Like that. That's a nice color, you know, to add for a shade. So I'll make sure I put this right over here. I don't know if you can see me do it or not. Let's see. I'll put this in for you here too. Okay. So there you have it. All right. Alrighty. So gives you an idea of one color combination, but we're not done yet. So let's take your Deco Yellow, and I'll just do these little middle, because we don't want to forget about these guys, right? We got to still make these guys look good. So let's take some moss green, and we'll just do the tips of these in some moss green. And I don't want to lose them, so I'm going to just do the bottoms and the tops. Like that, kind of leave them a little bit lighter, and then put some Deco Yellow in there. And then let's take this burnt ochre, and let's do the bottoms with the burnt ochre to give it a little shade on the underneath of these guys. Instead of doing one color again, I'm doing it so it has a little bit of oomph to it. And what we need to do is let's grab some espresso, and with the espresso I want to give it again just a little bit more detailed, because like with everything, if you don't give it all the detail, then you're just leaving it out, you know. You got to give everything its love, not just the good stuff, you know. So kind of pay attention to even the small little things matter too, you know. So just pay attention to even every little thing matters, you know. Okay, so there you go. You can even use this espresso as your shadow too if you wanted to, you know, because espresso is good for a shadow. You can use the espresso if you wanted to, see, for a little shade. If you wanted a shade in here, put in a little espresso. Don't be afraid of that. It's a darker color. It's, see, you could use that to shade it if you wanted. Okay, so there you go. That's one way of doing the flower. So, okay, so I'll have this whole sheet filled for you of different flowers and different combinations, and we'll do some other ones too. Okay, so stay tuned, there'll be more, but this sheet will be available on my Etsy store. Okay, so thanks for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying these color combinations, and I'll write all the names of the pencils in here for you too. Okay, all right, thanks. Bye for now. I'm not finished with this video yet, but I've got to turn it off so I can go make you some more flowers. Okay, ta-ta for now. Hi, okay, I've done some more for you here as well on this one here, but I wanted to show you real quick another little quick technique here. Just because when you get this this one here, I wanted just to make sure you saw one quick little thing here. This one is a cad orange, but I wanted to show you. You'll see this information when you get this sheet, but I wanted to show you really just a quick technique here. So when you got this, you'd see something a little bit new. See how I'm putting down this cad orange here? I want to show you a cool little blending technique here. Another way to use these awesome pencils. Okay, now see how this is the cad orange that I'm putting over a Spanish orange and a jasmine. But I wanted to show you something here about how you can use another color as a blender. Okay, now see what I'm doing here. Now this is a jasmine, which is a lighter color, and what I'm doing is I'm using it to push the wax. Do you see how it's sort of using it as a blender? You see that? And what it's doing is it's blending all these colors in together. So it's using it to make it a really nice soft blend. You see that? See how that just blended all that in? And you can just keep working with this as you want to make it darker and just to keep shading with it. And as the wax lays over it, it becomes a lot more softer. Here, let's see if I can come in a little bit more. I just wanted to, before I continue to make your guys' worksheets, I just wanted to show you. But see how you can use the wax to blend in with the wax like that? See, and you can use the color as a blender itself. That was the base color underneath there, to create a really nice, cool, sorry about that. A cool blend, see? So this, you can just continue to do that and let the waxes blend themselves together. See? And just use that. So the wax is pushing itself together. See? See that? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this flower for you. This is more of your sheets here that I'm doing for you as I did when I did that one. But I like I said, I did this one for you too. I'm gonna do some more, and you're gonna have these to work on. But I just thought about that cool little blend, because when you got this, I didn't want you to not know how to do that. Okay, so there you go. I'm gonna go do some more work for you. Be right back. Hi, okay, so let's do a different type of a flower this time, okay? So let's try a water lily, all right? So these are popular in coloring books, okay? So let's try a different style here. This is a sky blue light, and what we're gonna do here is let's try a different kind of a style. Let's start this time with the outside petals, and we're just gonna put a base from the top. And we're going to feather it. This time we're going to do opposite, so we're just feathering it from the top going inside. Okay, on each one of the petals of a water lily. There's different ways to do these too, so I'm going to show you different kinds of ways. Put in your arsenal of colors and styles, right? I did a nice sheet of those other flowers for you just now. I finished some for you. See, I'm leaving the insides nice and light. That pretty? It's pretty just like that, huh? If you're doing a nice pastel type of a color. Okay. See? It's just pretty, just like that, isn't it? But that's not what we're going to do here. No, no, no. We are all about layers here. So I want to give it a little bit of a hint of color here. So let's take a grayed lavender now, and let's go over and give it some shade. Some grayed lavender. Oops, I did the wrong one, but that's okay. Oops. Okay, well, we know the next one I'm going to do a grayed lavender base. That's okay. That was funny. Okay. Okay. All right. This is another layer here. Okay. Go the direction of the petal. Okay. And you can start messing around with as far as like different shades and things like that as far as tones go. But I'm just giving you ideas here. Coming in. See with that second layer. See, the second layer over that blue looks really nice, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a whole different look to it. I gotta turn it. Sorry, you guys. I know it makes you dizzy, but I Now you got to do the same thing to work where what's comfortable for you. For me, it's comfortable if I turn it and work, because I want to brush see how I'm pushing this color out? For me, it's comfortable for me to push it like that way. If it's comfortable for you to pull it towards you, then pull it towards you. Like over here, see, I'm pulling it towards me this way. So whatever's comfortable for you is how you're going to turn the paper to work with you, So, okay, so I'm just putting in the colors there. Okay, so that was that color. Okay, now we're going to add some more layers. So let's add some more layers to this. Let's add a non-photo blue. Okay, so I'm going to sharpen this. Now we're going to add a non-photo blue to this layer. And I'm doing that same wispy fashion. See? Same wispy fashion. Now the layers are really going to start working with us. Those undertones. Okay. Yeah. See, I'm just bringing the colors down. Okay, turn it where I'm comfortable too. But I still want you to be able to see, so I gotta make sure my hand doesn't get in the way. I have a tendency to block sometimes when I'm coloring, and I don't want to do that, so. Alright, so see how I'm just bringing just the tips, and then I'm bringing it down in. So you can even outline the top if you want to, and then just feather that color down. Whatever style works for you, as long as you want to make sure it's blended and there are not too many strokes, but we're going to have lots of layers, so. See? Very simple. It's easy. It looks really, really pretty, and it's not even that hard. See, it's just a matter of being comfortable again with your pencils. Once you get this little motion handled, you'll get really good at it. You just got to get that little motion of that flicking little motion. Once you get that down, you got it. And it really makes your blending easy. Because it blends it in so easy. See, you can put it harder here and then just blend it right in like that. See, just blend it right in. See? Just blend it right in like that. Come around here the same way, just flick your color in, flick it, flick it, flick it. Wisp it in, wisp it in. All right. Okay, now we can start giving a little definition here. Okay. Okay, what else do I want to do? All right, well, now I'm going to add a lavender. Sharpen your pencil. Make sure your pencil's sharp. Now we're going to add a lavender. Get those nice layers in here. Now where you're going to really start seeing your transparent water lily start coming to life. See that? Okay. See how pretty when you start putting in the difference when you're putting in your layers? Look at how pretty. Anybody can just color a flower one color, right? but not us. We use our extreme coloring method. Alright, you maybe want to bring a little bit of that color down. Alright, see? Have it putting a little darker up here where I maybe want a little bit more of that lavender to come through. Okay. And you just keep doing the same technique. It's fun, huh? Isn't it fun? Sure is relaxing. I don't have music on because I didn't want it to be distracting, but if you guys have music on behind you, that's very cool. The whole point is just to have a good time, be relaxed, enjoy creating your beautiful masterpiece. Have a good time. Hopefully you have some water, some tea, glass of wine, whatever it is you like to drink. Just relax. Color, that's the thing. Have a good time. Life is short, so enjoy your life, right? Okay, see how pretty? Now remember, when I said glass of wine, that's if you're over 21. For us old folks. Okay. Alrighty, see? Yeah, I'm just doing that, blending in. Now the color is really starting to come together here. Now, if you wanted, you can make, if this was a lily pad, of course, you can just make this a green to put, but I'm just doing this all the way around for sake of making it easy. All right. Okay. Okay, see how pretty? Look at that, already looks gorgeous. Now we're gonna, let's throw in, I'm gonna go with some, let's grab some violet. Okay, we're gonna grab some violet, and we're gonna really get the colors to pop in a little bit here. Okay. And we're going to put some violet in there. See how it really, remember me, we've got to do that light, dark, dark, and darkest. So you just blend the color in and just fade it in. Like you want it, see how I'm having it dark here at the tip, right? But I make it really light and feather it as I bring the color down. You just got to practice that. You put your pressure at the tip and then do that same technique where you're just bringing that color down. Just feather it in so it blends into the middle. Got the pretty layers. And you do the same thing. See? But it's the layers that really is what makes it so pretty. And this is a really nice, easy technique, isn't it? It's a nice, simple, easy technique, but it really is pretty. Putting a nice finish on your beautiful masterpiece here. Come down maybe a little bit here like that if you wanted to. And just come down. Anyway, I should be using a brush, but this isn't a picture. Normally if this was a picture, I have a little makeup brush that I use. See here, I just have a little makeup brush, and then if this was a regular artwork, I don't want to mess it up. I would use a nice brush to get off the crummies, the little crummies. Don't want to have any crummies. No crummies. You can outline the tip too if you want, and then bring the color down like that. The whole point is to make sure that it's blended. But that's the technique I use, is the flicking method. I don't know why I call it flicking method. I don't know how I come up with that. It's just the way I wispy, so little wispies. Little wispies. Feather, feather, feather. So easy, right? But it makes it look so pretty, but it's so easy to do. Look at how pretty it is. It is gorgeous. Not hard to do at all, but it's the layers, you know. By putting in those layers and just taking the time really makes a big difference. It makes your work look more realistic, more professional. We're not done. Nope, we are not done. As beautiful as this is, now I can add some processed red onto this. You can add a little bit of greens to this if you wanted to, even. Some yellow, I mean. Some deco yellows. You can play around with colors. That's why I'm going to give you these sheets. When you get this, you can print these sheets out, and the sheets are gonna you can practice different colors, like adding different colors onto here, which would be really cool for you. Okay, what I want to do here is I want to take a white. Okay, and we're just going to blend with the white. See what happens? How it really, really softens it when you blend it with the white. See? Just blend these out with a white. See how I'm doing that? Just blend them. Kind of using like a zigzaggy kind of a motion. See? But it just gives it way like a little bit more of a transparent kind of a look. It's like a sawtooth kind of a motion. See how what I'm doing is the paper I'm using has a little bit of a tooth to it. So I'm blending all the colors in together using a white. This is a polychromo white. It's not a Prismacolor white. There's really no reason why I'm not using a Prismacolor, just because I can't find my Prismacolor white, because my kids were messing in my box. So I grabbed this one. But either way, whatever white you want to use. To blend them in like that. Okay. All right, now what we want to do is let's take a lemon yellow, and let's throw a lemon yellow in the middle here to give it a glow inside. See how that gives it a nice little glow on the insides of these? In the middle of your water lily. A little glow, some lemon yellow. All right, and we want to soften up that glow now with a Spanish orange. So let's put a Spanish orange inside here. Just so it's not too, we like the glow, but we're gonna, again, we want the layers. So I'm gonna put some Spanish orange in here. Now we got a little bit more of a fiery type of a look. And then let's take a cat orange And maybe make these little guys in a cat orange. Give it a nice darker kind of a glow to it. There you go. Alright, a cat orange gives it a nice fiery kind of a glow. Maybe you want to put a little in here. There you go. Alright, there you go. Nice little, pretty little lily for you. And I'll put all the colors over here. And I'll do a whole bunch more for you in different colors. If there's a different technique that I use besides that one, I will make sure that I pop the video on real quick for you. Okay, so there's a nice little technique for you. Now, actually, let me show you something else. If I wanted to take a little bit of processed red here, you could throw a little processed red on here in just a couple little areas if you wanted to maybe brighten, you know, maybe just for some interest. Okay, see, you don't have to do it even on all the petals, but just to show you that, you know, you can add just some colors just to give it a little bit of uniqueness. See how I just a little bit of processed red here, just in some areas, you know, to give it a little bit. See that? Right, like that. See how it really, you don't have to do it in all the areas, but maybe just in a couple of corners. Like that, actually, see? You know, maybe, see what I mean? Maybe up in here, maybe you say, well, maybe I want a little bit, see? Like that. Maybe back in here. I don't know, you can go as crazy as you want with it, but I wanted just to give you an idea of things that you can do just to give it a little bit of extra oomph if you needed it to, you know? So that was the process red. Okay, I'll make sure I put it on your little sheet for you. Okay, so there you go. Hope you like that one. I'll do some more for you. Hang in there. Hi, okay, well I'm back. I just want to let you know it's all done. I've got pages and pages. I think there's one. I did some really pretty calla lilies for you too. There's 1, 2, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pages of these for you. See? So there's a bunch of different ones, all kinds of color combinations. So what I did is with the daisies, I did them 3 different ways too, where I did, here I'll show you where I did, you know, some with the outside tips, insides, just to show you different ways that you can color them in. So I did, like I say, I ran out of battery, so I had to switch my battery out. But either way, I did them, these daisies different ways. So some I did, you know, I colored them in different, you know, some I did like the outsides, and some I did them. I just colored them different ways so you can get different types of styles of them. So hopefully you'll enjoy these. There's a whole bunch of different styles, different colors, but the techniques are the same the way I showed them in the video. So it should be pretty easy for you to follow along. All the color combinations are here for you, just really simple laid out for you to follow. So I hope that you enjoy them. You'll be able to find these. They'll be downloaded on my Etsy. I'll put the link at the bottom. I'm also going to give you blank sheets so you can practice. So you'll download some blank flowers for you to practice on, and you just put them in your little handy-dandy notebook, 3-ring binder. Like I say, I keep mine in a little notebook kind of like this, so you could just put them in a little notebook with you know, some little sheet protectors, you know, like this, and then you can just, like if you need to look at a flower color or whatever, you can just go to it here and say, oh, I like this color combination that you used here, and then keep it for your little arsenal of coloring supplies. So thank you very much for tuning in. If you'd like to help me out by becoming a patron, I'll put a link at the bottom. When you become a patron, you get all these for free. You won't have to go to my Etsy channel. You'll get them for free if you're a patron. Okay, so thank you very much for following me. Please like and subscribe to my channel, okay, because that really helps my YouTube stay at the top. So thanks very much, and I love you guys. Ciao.